Yeah, but other than that, I'm doing that far right. Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start.
Well, there are only two of us.
Oh, yeah, man.
Keep it in the soil. Can't drink oil. Keep it in the soil. 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 Can't drink oil. Keep it in the soil. Keep it in the soil. Keep it in the soil.
Can't drink oil!
Keep it in the soil.
You can't drink oil!
Keep it in the soil.
You can't drink oil!
Keep it in the soil.
You can't drink oil!
Keep it in the soil.
So they were there, and when they got there like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, it was an unusual belief. But down here, we as our Indian people, we use cedar. Because we have always been told by our ancestors, when Jesus Christ was resurrected from this earth, God shed tears. And wherever those tears fell, cedar trees grew up. They never died. They lived 12 months out of the year. They're always green, and they always have this purity with regard to the smell. I want you to have a safe journey, and I want you to know that you want to. Because of the treatment that you give to us, I want you to give good words to my friend Dave, my temple brother. And I want you to understand that wherever you go, we're thinking of you too. That water is life. And if it wasn't for water, we wouldn't be here today. And how many of you drank a glass of water this morning? By gosh, you go drink a water and you know it's going to really be good. So we want to say thank you on behalf of all of our people here in Oklahoma. God bless you. And I'm going to put some on your back because sometimes people say things about you behind your back. You have to be able to withstand that. And not only withstand it, but face it again. Thank you, Doug. That's what Denzel Washington says in that movie. It means good people. So to all of you, you good people, thank you for coming up early this morning. thank you for being here on behalf of the Oklahoma City Pow Wow Club. And I'm very proud of this Oklahoma City Pow Wow Club. And I'm really proud of all of you guys over here. Thank you very much. God bless each and every one of you.
Wallace Coffee. Wallace Coffee. Namina. Now there, you see these black leggings gentlemen here, all military veterans. You know, Native Americans weren't really given citizenship until June of 1924. But some natives were already citizens. If you were a landowner, you were a citizen. But most of the native people in the United States were not citizens. So it took an act of Congress to grant us citizenship. That was by an act of Congress. And why did they do that? I think they did it. One of the reasons they did that was because in World War I, young men volunteered for military service, not even being citizens. Said, why did they do that? Well, let's do something for them. So there was this senator from Kansas, who later on went on to become Vice President of the United States. And I think he was one that was responsible for pushing through legislation that would grant all Native Americans citizenship. June 1924. Our next speaker. Because he Camp Hornick. Our old relatives. I first want to acknowledge the Black Legging Society and say, Weeblaho, thank you for coming today. I want to say thank you to all of our elders for coming and guiding us and sharing your knowledge with us. I want to say thank you to the children for coming out today, because it's you that we're here for. It's your life and your future that we stand here for today. So I want to say thank you to all the little ones and to the mothers that brought their children here today. I also want to say thank you to the women folk for coming, for giving us the strength and the courage to stand up for our people, for teaching us compassion and love for one another. Standing Rock was a historic event. I got called to Standing Rock on August the 8th. I just finished sun dancing and got to the top of the hill, and I had some messages from my sister Joy Braun asking me to come to Standing Rock. There was a 48-hour notice of construction. Joy and some of the other relatives had been there since April 1st. They started a camp there. I see my auntie, Barbara Warner, out here. I want to say hi, Auntie. She's was the director for the Indian Affairs Commission at one time, so we're honored to have you, Auntie. When I got to Standing Rock, there was a small camp at Sacred Stone. Maybe about 50 people camped there. August the 9th, some young men and women went over and blocked the two gates into the access point between Highway 1806 and the Missouri River. It was those young men and young women that made the initial stand against the Dakota Access Pipeline at Standing Rock. I want to say thank you to those young men and women for having the courage to stand up for the water and stand up for the future generations, to stand up for the rights of all indigenous people. On August the 10th, we gathered in front of those gates, 35 of us, 15 in front of one gate, 10 in front of the other gate. And they came in with a large police force, 35 units, 80 officers came in. We thought everybody was going to go to jail that day. But they went past us to the top of the hill, and they decided they were going to make a different access point through the middle between us. So we made a plan and gathered, and we went down from the north and the south. We met them there. On that day, 4 people chose to sacrifice themselves and sacrifice their life for the water, for the land, for the future generations, and for the people. And they got arrested that day, 4 of them. Those were the first 4 arrestees.
And our prayers go out 7 generations ahead of us. And they could threaten to jail us. We'll sacrifice that because we love our people that much. Everything that has been done to us to make us ashamed of who we are hasn't affected our love for each other, for our children, for our future. We still love each other. We still support each other. And in that support and everything in the gathering that we experienced, beyond our oppressors, saying their inability to say sorry for what they've done to our people, it's our acknowledgement to each other to be able to say, I'm glad you survived. We lived, we survived. I'm glad you survived. And it's in our hope for the survival of our future that we're standing. Your one person, your one number matters. And that's the collectivity, the unity, the people. This movement has always been of the people, not of government, but of people. Our right to be here, our right to survive, our right to protect our children, that's who we stand for. You have that right.
I want to apologize. I want to acknowledge Doug Kroghost. I want to apologize, brother, for not acknowledging you earlier. Doug and I worked together for months up on Standing Rock, and I want to say thank you for coming all the way out here to Oklahoma. You and your wife. Thank you. I want to introduce a good sister and a strong ally here in the state of Oklahoma. One of the founders of the No Plains Pipeline Group, Ashley McCrae.
My name is Ashley Nicole McCrae. I'm an enrolled member of the absentee Shawnee tribe of Oklahoma. I'm also Oglala Tichangu Lakota. My mom comes from Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. As my brother Mikasi just told you, I am one of the co-founders of the organization that we call Stop the All-American Plains Pipeline, No Plains Pipeline. Yeah. You can find our page on Facebook, and I really encourage all of you to please go on there because we have a lot of developments unfolding as we speak, actually. And I would like to speak to you a little bit about the struggle that we are facing here in the state of Oklahoma to defeat the black snake. As my brother Mikasi had told you, we are home to the pipeline crossroads of the world. More pipelines intersect through the state of Oklahoma and Cushing, Oklahoma than anywhere else. Beyond that, as our Pawnee relatives have shown us and have demonstrated to us, we're also the earthquake capital of the world. And these two together are just an ecological environmental disaster waiting to happen. The United States Geological Survey has told us that Oklahoma is only going to be experiencing more earthquakes with higher intensity, more frequency. So we are scheduled for an earthquake of 7.0 magnitude. What happens when these pipelines, which we know these companies aren't concerned about the well-being of their workers or the people or the places that they build these pipelines through. So these pipelines, the actual manufacturing of these pipelines is done in a very shoddy and poorly constructed way. What are we going to do when these pipelines burst? We've already experienced oil spills in Cushing recently. In 2017, we've experienced oil spills all throughout the state of Oklahoma. And as many of you know, as all of my relatives here know, Oklahoma is Indian territory. We are home to 39 federally recognized tribes and up to 60 unrecognized tribes here in this state. And we know that only 3 of these tribes are actually indigenous to the state of Oklahoma. So that means at least 40 tribes, 40 different nations were forced from their original homelands, the place that Creator put us to protect, that put our ancestors to